From the time I wrote The Field, I was always interested in creating a new narrative to live by. You know, I had approached that book really not really knowing where I was going. It was kind of a journey without a compass. I knew that I wanted to try to find out why things like spiritual healing and homeopathy work, but I didn't know what I was looking for. So I just started interviewing frontier scientists just to find out if they had any idea why this stuff works. And in the course of doing that, I came across a number of scientists doing remarkable work, all of which suggested we're on the verge of a revolution in the way we think of ourselves and our understanding of how we work, how the universe works. And so that became The Field. And out of that, I was interested in the power of consciousness and the role of consciousness in affecting matter. And being the hard-edged journalist I am at heart, I wanted to find out how far we can go. You know, what can we do with our thoughts? If they're so powerful, let's stop just thinking about, you know, manifesting a new car for ourselves. Let's cure cancer. So that really is why I started the intention experiment. I wanted to look at the power of thought, but I also wanted to look at the power of group thought. And there had been some interesting studies about that were tantalizing but not conclusive. So my husband turned to me one night and said, "Why don't you do it yourself?" And that sounded ridiculous because, you know, I'm a science writer, not a scientist. But I started thinking about it and I thought, well, I've got hundreds and thousands of readers around the world, and I also know lots of these frontier scientists, so if I put them together, we'll have the biggest mind over matter experiment in history. So that's what we did with the intention experiment, and we're still carrying on. We still have some exciting experiments, which I'll get to. But the bond, what I always had in mind is, okay, I want the new narrative, but I also want the new blueprint for how to live. You know, if we're not separate and if we're not competitive, if we're all one, as the science seems to suggest, then, well, we're living completely contrary to that in the way we've set up our societal structures. So really the bond, I always had a plan to write the bond from the beginning with The Field, and just it really became a natural progression working toward it.